We are being accused of being xenophobic. No, we are not. We need your help. Every person is welcome. We don't have the right to say we don't want Nigerians here. We do not have the right to say we don't want people from Tanzania here. We have no such a right to say people from Lesotho should not be here. But we must emphasize the fact that we have a border and we have laws in this country that needs to be followed. The problem is, I am not this minister that's intimidated by the media. I'm not used to nice media. Our leaders died. The freedom that you are having today and that I am having is because of the blood that was spilled by these people that we are honoring. Heroes. Zambia, Zimbabwe, Russia, Angola, Nigeria, all these countries. Ambassador, when our people had nowhere to go, you opened your doors for them. When there was no way, you opened your doors for them. All these countries with our fallen heroes, you opened the doors for our people in South Africa. But you did that at great risk to your own country. Some of your countrymen died in the process of opening the doors for our soldiers. Some of them paid the price because they opened the doors for South Africans. And that's something that we should never forget. But that's also something that we should speak about. And we will be very dishonest. We will be very dishonest. And I have no intention of being dishonest here today if I don't acknowledge the role that your countries has played in opening
around the issue of immigration and how you think you have addressed it. Because when I told people you're coming on the show and I said, what issue do you want me to raise with Julius Malema? A lot of them said, please get his thoughts on the issue around immigration and whether he thinks the messaging has been correct over the years. What is your view on that?
My brother, in 2014, I was told to change land expropriation without compensation because the messaging is not right. They will always find something to attack you. They split hairs. And when I stood firm on land expropriation without compensation, they were even doing campaigns, giving people title deeds. They say, people want title deed, this person is going to take your land and all of that. All of a sudden it has changed. It's no longer about the land. This open border policy was there in 2014, was there in 2019, but it didn't work. What else can we find to attack them? Whether me and you like it or not, there are no borders in South Africa. That is just something written for formality on the founding manifesto of the EFF. There are no borders, my brother. I can tell you, it's like we behave like a mad person who has got a shack and a yard. He's given a stand with a shack. He goes and put a gate where there's no fence. You put a gate. When you go to Mqimbi, Uyamalopo, ukia gate here like a lock. Yet you don't have a fence. When you come back and unlock that gate and open. Your neighbor is looking at you. He's like, what is this? GAYTON McKenzie was running all over Limpopo River, saying he's chasing Zimbabweans who are crossing into South Africa, almost eaten by crocodiles for doing that. But the foolish him, he didn't know. He was proving what I'm saying correct, that there is no fence. So what open border are you talking about, which is not happening now, which is going to happen after the EFF takes over government? These Africans have always been here. If you doubt, there is a language called Fanaka law. It was formed long before the arrival of the EFF. Why? The migrant laborers met. They couldn't communicate amongst themselves when they were building South African economy. It was built by Zambians, it was built by Mozambicans, it was built by Zimbabweans, it was built by South Africans who could not communicate amongst themselves. They formed a language, Fanagalo. Where was the EFF when these migrant laborers were here? I'm just saying, we must not find ourselves behind time. The EFF is being punished for being ahead of the times. We say things now, you guys come to appreciate them extremely late because we're too far in thinking. So, and these Africans, when you needed them, they were there for you. The frontline states were there. People got killed in Lesotho. People got killed in Mozambique. People got killed in Swaziland, in Botswana, because they were suspected to have been harboring the terrorists, meaning your liberators, your liberation movements were alleged to have headquarters in those places. Someone says, don't tell us about Nigerians. You even go to an extent of saying Nigerians gave us money for our liberation. It's true. From the civil servants of Nigeria, monies were deducted from them to support the liberation of South Africa. So today we are in a comfortable place. We say we don't want them. The EFF agrees that we don't want undocumented people in South Africa. How can we say South Africans must get IDs and then welcome people who are not undocumented? Everybody has to be documented so that if any wrongdoing happens, for whatever reason we're looking for you, we need to find your location. So we need to find a way. They are here already. You go and put them in Lindela with our state money, which you are saying it's supposed to buy medicine. We pay buses, we take them back. They come back the following day, not next week.
So what would be your solution as the EFF?
The solution is let's go and document these people.
So don't deport them, rather find a way to formalize them.
We need to document them because whether you like it or not, my brother, they are here. You know what they do in December? They hand themselves over in Lindela so that they can go and eat Christmas at home. And then in January, they come back. That money could have been used on some feeding scheme to feed the children of the poor or in the clinics. The reality of you are in denial. There's xenophobic people are in denial. That's a problem. They are in denial that these people are here. They think they are still coming. They are not coming, they are here. How do we deal with that?
This is not a black country. It's not a white country. It's both. How do you manage that? How do you navigate that? We have to come to a point where we say the Freedom Charter was right. South Africa belongs to our rule, in it, black and white. But how do we operationalize that? How do we black people talk about our ills and our weaknesses and our shortcomings without sounding that we are admitting that we are inferior? I saw an episode, I'm sure Prof. Umede can remember this. In 1997, Deputy President Thabo Mbeki published his first book, Africa's Time Has Come. We all went in our suits to Sandton for the book launch. It was a scene to behold. Remember, that was at the time when he was to become the president. Lord have mercy. You see people occupying the front seats to be seen by him so that they would be appointed later. And they would laugh at the joke which he did not yet complete telling. And at the end, Titus Mafolo, I think it was, said the vice president, the deputy president will sign books, but we don't have time now. If you buy a book, just give it here, put it on the desk with your address, he'll sign it and we'll send it to you. Now check this. We heard that from the same mouth, at the same time, at the same place. Black people understood that, and we bought books and put them on the table. Guess what? White people stood in the queue to have the book signed. And the protocol people allowed them to have the book signed. What does that tell you? if you bought a book and you were black and you went, can I have my books? And say, well, no, I can't go. Didn't you hear what we said? But they exempted a white person from having heard the instruction. What does it tell you? Go to a restaurant anywhere in South Africa. You'll see that the treatment the waitresses give to black people is different from them, because they think white people have a higher capacity to give tips. We've all been bewitched with the mindset that we cannot do it on our own. The young people must step in to redeem us. You cannot expect a person who has been kicked from the post office door because he was black to understand that it will not hurt to go back there. Quickly, the story of a man who owned dogs. He kept his dogs in cages and he would feed them through a hole. And the dogs got used to that feeding scheme. One day, the master removed the cages. The dogs sat still. They could not realize, never mind appreciate, that the cages were removed. Until a stray dog came to steal their food and started running, then they too began to run. We had been conditioned. And somebody must show us the way. And it's not I. Because right, black person, you're on your own. Find your own resource, find your own power. Young people, have you noticed that when a white person speaks some shibeti, they are recognized as very intelligent. We even celebrate them. But you can speak as best as English as you can, you're still stupid. What do we do to get out of that? Learn, get education. Only knowledge will set you free. If you think education is free, please try ignorance.
Family, what do you think about GAYTON McKenzie? He looks very happy being a minister, and he has flip-flopped towards his policy of Mabahambe, because he campaigned that he wanted to be the Minister of Immigration. He was never given that. He was given sports and culture. Look what we see and what we listen to GAYTON McKenzie. He is now a stooge of Ramaphosa. Wherever he goes, he has to talk bad things about EFF, saying a lot of things about EFF, calling it names. But what surprises me as I was listening to this speech of McKenzie, he is no more the McKenzie, the GAYTON who was jumping on stadium everywhere, going to borders. He went to the Zimbabwean. He was almost eaten by crocodiles, chasing foreigners. Today is the same McKenzie who has flip-flop 100 degrees, not even 90, 100. Now he's calling on foreigners to come to South Africa. We remember very well what he's been saying, what he's been campaigning on, and he's been making EFF to feel like they allow foreigners to come to the country, calling them drug dealers and everything, taking jobs for South Africans. That was McKenzie. The same GAYTON that we are listening to here, he is doing something that nobody could have thought he will bring it up and say these things. Is he bewitched? Let's comment and not forget to like and share and subscribe. Ngiyanithanda nonke bantu bakithi ngothando luka-love. Ngithi kini baxulusi noma ngabe izindlu zodaka kusekhaya la. I-GNU yenza nani kanti? Kwanzima eSouth Africa. Bravo, bravo.